It's a beautiful end of April day and I'm riding Harley Davidson Sport Glide. Welcome to Fentor. So this bike is a sort of entry-level tourer for Harley Davidson, and it offers riders the ability to go naked as well, which I will show you at the end of my video. It's got a quite a small fairing, which I thought, well, let's get onto the dual carriageway. This is the A11, A14, and try it out, see how effective it is. There's certainly quite a lot of wind noise. I don't think it's particularly taking much wind off my helmet, but shoulders and arms are very relaxed. There's no pushing against my chest. It's certainly something where one could keep 70 miles an hour up all day, I think, as long as you've got some earplugs. We've got cruise control. Let's turn that on. Lovely. So that's a nice feature to have on a literally bike you're going to use for touring. Dual carriageways aren't a lot of fun, so we shall get off here on something a bit more interesting. So one of my first impressions of the Sport Glide, really quite comfortable riding position, but the small fairing certainly keeps the wind off my shoulders quite nicely. Seat, very comfortable at the moment. Whether it would be comfortable after all day, difficult to tell. It's got bigger foot pegs. Hasn't got the running boards that many riders like when they're touring. But these are fine for me, my purposes. They'd be fine. I wonder though if you really are looking at touring, whether a fairing that a fully faired Harley Davidson would be a better choice. Interesting, that guy wasn't wearing any leather jacket. It's not particularly hot day, and even if it was a hot day I'd still wear a protective jacket. Maybe he thinks it'll never fall off. So here it is, a brand new 2019 Harley Davidson Sport Glide 107. Doesn't it look a beauty? Plenty of shiny bits for you guys who love polishing. Let's get that front profile. The screen fairing, sort of a miniature version of the big touring Harley Davidsons. As I've already mentioned, it certainly keeps the wind off your arms, shoulders and chest. 107 engine. I probably should try opening it up to see how it feels compared to my Fat Bob. On the back you have two panniers, and a bit later on, when I'm back at the dealership, we'll have a go at removing those. On the tank you've got a big speedo, and below that, if we turn it on, one has the fuel range. That can, at the moment it says fuel range, we can change that to display other things like the time, RPM when the engine's running. So that's quite clear. Plenty of nice chrome here, and nice billet alley sanctions. At the front we've got a single disc, upside down forks. Engine casing there is chrome plated. So there's a lot more shiny bits than my Fat Bob. But if you like shiny bits and you're a happy cleaner, polishing, this is looking pretty good. Headlights quite noticeable. That's cool. So all in all, this is a pretty attractive, probably fairly traditional Harley Davidson, but one that can be very quickly made to look different, which we'll have a look at later. Quite a good looking bike, I think. It's got all the Harley Davidson traditional features you could ever wish for. Plenty of chrome. Of course this is black, but black with lots of chrome, which is very nice. There are other colours available. Certainly easy to ride, very comfortable, smooth gearbox. Very, very straightforward. Heading out onto some nice B roads where we can fully exercise the Sport Glide. Narrow out the speed limit. See what this bike can do. Considering this is a standard bike, standard exhaust, 107, 90 horsepower, can't remember the torque, I'll put it on the screen. In fact, I'll put all the figures on the screen. Oh, it's quite good in the corners. Yeah, I'll put the figures on the screen. Its weight, its torque and horsepower. To me it feels similar sort of weight to my Fat Bob. It's got plenty of thrust. Not quite what I'm used to now with the Stage 2 114, but instant throttle response, as I've become used to on the 114, so it's certainly not lacking. Not lacking at all. I need to make some apologies for the helmet. BMW helmet, but it's the only one I've got that's suitable for decent vlogging on motorbikes with audio. At some point maybe I'll invest in a nondescript black helmet or something for vlogging. I can ride on any bike and look the part. Riding a Harley Davidson with a BMW GS helmet. Not that anyone at the dealership seems bothered. They think it's quite funny. So riding position for me pretty much perfect for going steadily, sitting upright and quite comfortable, maybe leaning back slightly. It's got a decent pillion seat on this bike, So certainly I think more than capable of 2 up days out. So I'm thinking about this screen and how where does it fit? Yes, it fits on the front of the bike, very funny. Now where does it fit in terms of not having a screen or having the full screen on the full fat Harley Davidson Taurus? I think really because it's removable, that's a nice thing, but actually it's keeping that open air feeling that you get with a naked bike. You're actually in the wind, but it's doing enough by taking the pressure off your shoulders, your arms, not to be an absolute burden, especially if you want to cruise along at 70 miles an hour as I was doing earlier. We've got the fun of a bin lorry. That's good. One good thing with motorbikes, being a single disc at the front, let's just see how the stoppers feel if I pull up hard. So let's give that a go. I tell you what, not much wrong with that. That's fine. These quiet Suffolk back roads, if you watch my previous videos, these are very nice for exercising motorbikes, so head this way. Certainly more than capable of giving you a good time. Let's talk about the performance of this bike and a 114 snobbery, if there's such a thing. So my Fat Bob has the 114 engine. This has the 107 engine. So I'll put the actual figures up in cubic centimeters on the screen, so you can see, and the power difference, horsepower difference, and the torque difference. I should memorise all these things, but it's easier to put them on the screen later and check them on the Harley Davidson website. So what's the problem with a 107 engine? Is it slow? No, it's not slow. Does it have that really high-end shove that mine has? Well, remember I've got the stage 2, so no, it doesn't have that. But it certainly is not an issue. Of course, the Fat Bob really takes off above about 2,500 revs with the stage 2 cam. I ought to have a look, which you've got to sort of bend your head down. I don't know if the GoPro is picking it up. I've got the RPMs down here. So see if the higher revs actually give it more shove. But actually, this has got quite enough power for most people, I think. And if you don't mind that you've got the 107 and you haven't got the 114, save yourself some money and get one of the Harleys that has a 107. Very clever, Harley Davidson, making the bore slightly bigger and the stroke slightly bigger, so you can charge a lot more for basically the same engine. Feels pretty much as stable and as smooth with a similar turn-in to my Fat Bob, so this is good. So should you buy a Harley Davidson Sport Glide? Is it for you? Well, like any Harley Davidson now, it's built beautifully with a lot of really good engineering, and you know, plenty of power, sounds good. So those things are a given with Harley Davidson, absolutely. If you like the sound of Harley Davidson, well, this has got it. If you're buying a bike, any Harley Davidson, you're buying one of these, you're most likely going to put slightly louder exhaust on, either different end pipes or a whole system, depending on how loud you want to be. You're probably going to go for at least a stage 1, so that's the pipes, a little bit of tuning and a better air filter. You may be tempted, like me, to go for the torque cam for that higher mid-range. I'd certainly recommend that. Or you leave it as it is. I mean, this bike looks great. It's got the cruise control on, so that's something I had to add to the Fat Bob. This has already got it. It doesn't have heated grips, so yeah, just sort of plain ones. I think for me, heated grips are essential if you want to ride in the winter and you're decrepit like me. But the key thing is, do you love the look of this machine? If you think it looks gorgeous, and if you'd like it in your garage and you'd like to polish all that shiny stuff, and you'd like to ride out to your favourite bike meet and proudly park it on display, then get yourself a ride, because it's not going to disappoint you. It rides absolutely superbly. It's not a sports bike. It's not got the mega thrust of some of the bikes I've ridden, but it's got all we need in this type of machine, in my opinion. And here's a nice piece of road there. Not a problem. Easy. So one of the things I'm going to try is just to see how the power does at higher revs above 2,500. Haven't really been watching the revs. In fact, there's not a bike to do it on, really, even though you can get it to display. It's not really very useful, but it doesn't matter, because in standard form you don't need to worry about the RPM. Just ride, listen to the engine. You know how many RPMs it's doing, more or less. You know where it's pulling. On such a bike, you don't really need high revs. So rev counter, not really required, is it? No. Okay, so I mean, third gear, 2,500 revs. We're going to see how it pulls. That's not bad. Not bad at all. I would say the real difference between this and my bike, the 114 with stage 2, is that sort of mid RPM initial cracking open of the throttle. Really tugs on your arms hard on mine. This is a bit more of a gentle affair. I wouldn't say it's gentle though. More gentle than mine, but not gentle. No, someone's dropped something. Some cardboard. So if you fancy one of these rather nice sport glides, And if you live in East Anglia, why not head over to Newmarket Harley Davidson and get yourself a ride. Nice roads out here, choose a nice day, and you won't be disappointed. Milwaukee 8, brilliant piece of engineering, keeping all the traditions of Harley Davidson, but very much more efficient, more powerful, smoother, and it makes a big difference. How would this fit into what I do? So let's be honest. Do I have any interest in this bike? No, because I prefer the look of the Fat Bob. I like being naked. No, you're getting that wrong. I like a naked bike like the Fat Bob. So I don't have the wind protection, but there's a lot more wind noise on this bike than there is on my Fat Bob. So you really must put some earplugs in if you're going to buy one of these. It is quite noisy. But like I say, the wind protection on the shoulders is good, so I'm very comfortable. I'm not being pushed off the back of the bike like I am on the Fat Bob. Now, how does it compare to, say, a touring bike? Well, I haven't ridden the big Tourers from Harley Davidson to comment. I'm not familiar. Well, I have, but over 20 years ago. And they pretty much protect you from the elements completely. So, a very different environment. You're going to remove that wind noise, ultimately, for very relaxed touring. So does this really fit the bill? I think for many people it will, actually, because it does make for relaxed cruising speeds without the strain. You can remove the fairing, you can remove the panniers and make it into a very nice naked Harley. Just one to polish and park next to the pub or go out for a day ride. So I think if I was riding this on a daily basis, then I'd use it without the fairing. I'd just put the fairing on if I was out touring or something. I'm nearly back at Harley Davidson Newmarket. When I get there, we're going to have a quick look at the bike without the fairing and panniers. See what you think. Right, so we're going to try and remove the fairing. I don't know how to do it. There we go. That's that easy. We'll show you the front in a moment. And then I'm going to show you how easy it is to remove the panniers. So you pull a simple lever here, open it up, inside there's a knob. Oh. And you pull it out, that's right. Once that's done, simple as that. You've now got a beautiful naked bike. Brilliant. So here's a look without the screen. I think it looks rather nice, to be honest. That looks really good. And the side view, that is a really good looking machine. Really good looking machine. Come on, you know you want one. Get down here, get test riding. That was fun. Back on the Fat Bob. Sport Glide, very nice machine. Very good looking bike. I think they're going to do well with that number. Why are people not nodding? I'm going to have to do a video about lack of nodding from bikers. What is going on? Why aren't we getting the nods? I think the Missenden Flyer recently mentioned the same thing, and also Teapot 1. No one's nodding. What's going on? Come on, you bikers. Where's the nodding? I know I forget sometimes, but remind me. Try. Maybe it's just us older, more mature riders that are doing it. I don't know. Seems all a bit of a shame, really. So getting back on here, there may not be any fairing on this bike. I can feel the wind against my chest, but the helmet's a lot quieter. So interesting, that screen on the Sport Glide's pushing the wind into your helmet. So you may not have the arm fatigue, but you're going to have a lot more, well, in my case, it seems a lot more wind noise. This is definitely a lot quicker than the Sport Glide. Thanks very much to the guys at Newmarket Harley Davidson for loaning me the Sport Glide today. Great fun to ride. A great looking bike. If you fancy one, get down to Newmarket Harley Davidson and get out on those beautiful Suffolk roads. Thank you very much for watching Fentor. If you enjoy watching my channel, then please do subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Thank you very much. Goodbye.